Hello. I think I am live here. Hello everybody. It is Nancy Ann Key, and hoping maybe some of you will join me here on live. I'm going to just give you all a little bit of time to do that in case you would like to. And I'm just going to make a couple of little notes before I start. I do believe it's probably about 11 o'clock right now. So I just wanted to, I'm actually just going to go ahead and start because I like to be timely. And hopefully I'll see you if you jump on. And if there is anyone here with me, please let me know. Send me some likes or some hearts. And I'd appreciate it. And interact with me, okay? So anyway, I am going to today take the post that I put in on Monday, our week 1 post, Are We Giving or Are We Robbing? And I'm going to unpack it because the truth is there's a whole lot embedded in that post. But when I'm writing something, I want it to be accessible. I don't want to overwhelm anybody with, a huge amount of text, and just wanting to give people something that they can dig into and find the parts that speak to them. But I would love to be able to expound upon this because it actually might end up being more inclusive. You might feel and see yourself within it even more when I do. So with that, I'm going to just go ahead and dive right in. So are we giving or are we robbing? And so hello, whoever is here. I see somebody's here watching with me or on here live with me. Let me know that you're here with some hearts and some likes. I would really appreciate that. So unpacking this post, are we giving or are we robbing? And so we show up in a big way. That's the first sentence. Now that is loaded because showing up in a big way means a lot of things, right? And so maybe we're not super outgoing. I'm kind of a classic introvert, so I show up in a really big way, and a lot of times people don't even know that I am because a lot of it is internal, and a lot of it is quiet work, right? And so showing up in a big way is different for all of us. And I think what we do share in common, if you're on this page, is that it's important to us to show up in service in our lives. And we want to create impact for the better, usually for the people we love. A lot of times it'd be for our work endeavors, our careers, our businesses. We want to have positive impact. And then we can chastise ourselves for overgiving. So we feel the fallout of overgiving. We know when we're overgiving, it's stressful, our body speaks to us. And we can be hard on ourselves about that. Like there's something wrong with us. Like, gee, I'm so lame. I'm always overgiving. But I think you've got to recognize that what's beneath that is a feeling that we're actually really powerful, right? We know we can help, and we are correct that we can indeed be of deep service. It's just that sometimes we need to tweak the ways in which we go about that in our lives in order to preserve our own wellness. And so the actual fact is that at some level we feel powerful, as I just discussed, and that we have enough energy and wisdom within us to feed the masses. We have tremendous capacity. It's just the truth. And then, yes, by the way, we're correct about our being powerful. But do we give others the message that they are powerful too? And so what I mean by that is when we are showing up and we're interacting with others, are we giving them the message that we completely trust that they have everything within them to be successful in their lives, to make their lives work? Or are we sometimes wanting to do things for them, which might give the message that says, I don't believe you can do it yourself, or I don't believe you can do it well enough. And this comes across in many different ways. Sometimes, like I said, it could be a very quiet thing and it shows up as, I'm just going to do everything for everyone. And then sometimes it's more verbal, if we tend to be the ones that want to just give advice all the time. You should do this or you should do that, or, that type of a thing. So there's room for all of us within that. But as the receiver, are they feeling empowered by what we're offering? Or are they feeling maybe aggravated or irritated because in some way they're feeling that we're not trusting them fully, not giving them very much credit? And so, and then we want to relieve the ones we love of pain and discomfort. I mean, that's probably true for all of us, right? And as parents, for instance, or even as friends, there are ways that we can show up that really do help to relieve others of discomfort. But it's when we're trying to get in and hone in on their very journey, I think is where things can go awry. And so let me just get where I am here. Right, and so this is where, and I'll just share that for me, oftentimes I project. And I don't mean to, but I only have my experience of life. And so I want to be of help by sharing what I have learned. But sometimes inherent in that, maybe even oftentimes, we're making a really grand assumption that that person is just like us. And this is where it gets really very complex, because everyone's entire life is a compilation of cause and effect from the moment they were born. So the idea that we are having the same journey, or even that it's really, really similar to someone else, is really far-fetched when you think about it. And so as much as we can, it's best to really allow for a person's journey to unfold, because God forbid we get in the way of that. And we do. I mean, and I guess that's part of the design, right? Because we're human, and this is part of what we navigate in our lives, is humans getting in the way of humans. And at the same time, I think, if there's a way in which we can make it easier for everyone, then I think it's incumbent upon us to do so. And then, right, and because while there may be similarities, genetic or otherwise, their paths are unequivocally their own. And this one, a big learning journey for me has been parenthood. And, it's like from the moment they're born, we're saying, who do they look like? They look like me, or do they look like their dad? Or, oh my gosh, that's, you recognize mannerisms, do you recognize personality traits? And it is so easy to assume that they really are just like us. This is a really interesting area, because we do actually inherit from our ancestry. And that is kind of part of the cosmic design as well. And it's very, very real. And so it takes some wisdom and discernment to honor that, celebrate it, acknowledge it, and not allow that to have us making assumptions about other people. So, and then there's no doubt we want to see our dear ones thrive in their lives. And the question is, how can we be of help without projecting our own reality onto them? And here's where the robbing comes in, thereby robbing them of tapping into their own instincts, which is something that we all ultimately need to do if we want to feel good in our lives, feel empowered, feel like we're in flow. It comes from tapping into our own resources. And I don't think any of us would really want to rob anyone of that. It just brings up another thought that oftentimes we are offering the advice or maybe overstepping some boundaries, oftentimes because we're just wanting to relieve our own discomfort, our own worry, our own concern. And it just feels like, oh, if we just get this out, you know, that maybe we would feel relieved. And incidentally, there's a way in which to do that. I know with my kids, I've learned to say, you know, there's something I feel like I just need to say, and I don't need for you to agree with it. But I can rest easy once I know it's been aired. So that's one way. You know, I would love to know in the comments, can you make any other suggestions too, or share your experience? And by the way, it's been really, really fun to read your comments and the ways you're interacting with each other, the support you're showing with each other. It really is a moving experience, and this whole launch is just a very gratifying experience for me. And so thank you for that. Thank you for your interaction. And then, yeah, finally, the question of how can we offer guidance while allowing them to take the reins? There's no one right answer to that, right? Hello, Ori June. I'm so glad you popped on. And so I've been going through and just unpacking this post because when I write up the posts for the week, I want them to be accessible, not overly long. And at the same time, there's so much embedded within it. So it feels a benefit to be able to expound upon that. But I am just coming to the end of the post, so I do hope, Ori, that you will go back. Now, maybe it's June Ori. Pardon me if I'm getting that wrong, but I'm so appreciative of you being here. I'm just about to wrap up here shortly, but I hope you'll go back and watch and comment because I really appreciate your comments. I feel the depth. I feel the insight, the wisdom, and the warmth. And so thank you so much for that. And then so finally, it's this question of how can we offer guidance while allowing them to take the reins? Well, something that occurs to me right off the bat is that we can offer guidance in this very sense that we're all working on right now. I think helping others to learn to allow their loved ones to walk their own journeys is very, very valuable and can really help to bring relief. You know, we talked about we all want to bring that relief. We need to let each other off the hook. We all feel so burdened at times that we're supposed to be living, you know, not only our own lives, but the lives of others. And it's too much, and that's not the design. So the more we can encourage each other to let go, to set down that burden that is not ours. And I would encourage you now, set down those burdens that are not yours. I think that's all I've got for now. And so I'm going to wrap up. I did not even time this. I'm hoping that it fell within the 15-minute framework or timeline that I was hoping for. And mostly, though, I hope that you receive value from it. And I would invite you to let me know in the comments if it did. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you'd like me to cover on these live streams, ways that they can be the most beneficial to you. I think right now my plan is to go forward with the expounding upon and unpacking the posts for the week to see if we might just tap into a little bit more gold that we can all kind of use to bring it on home for the week. Tomorrow I will be posting in the group the ways I've grown this week, my new insights, and I'm going to be inviting you to do the same, and I really, really hope that you will, because I would love for it to be a really simple way for us to check in, you know, with a theme early in the week, and lo and behold, a few days later, we've grown and we've connected, and we can kind of see that a little bit of the before and after, the results, right? We all love results, don't we? So with that, thank you, and I will see you in the group tomorrow when I drop that post.